We're live. Here we go. Hello, my name is Rachel Detroit. I am a life coach and a plant-based home chef, and I'm going to make a Mediterranean chopped salad. So, I used to go to this one Lebanese restaurant nearby my home, well, my old home, and I would always get this awesome chopped salad, and it just had so many different actually, it was pretty basic. It actually didn't have so many different things in it, and that's why I think I really liked it. It had carrots, celery. There was cubed chicken in it. Put a protein in it if you want. Use chicken if you eat chicken. Use tofu if you eat tofu. I'm just gonna leave it with no meat, no animal protein, no plant protein. I'm just going to keep it. And then I'll just keep it in the fridge and I'll just have access to this wonderful, beautiful salad. All right. Thank you guys for joining. We got Instagram joining. We got people on Facebook and YouTube joining. Cool. Yeah, I have this little bit of like insecurity around my Instagram account because I don't have my brain thinks that I don't have as many followers as I want to have. And I'm like, well, it's embarrassing. And it's like, what? Do it. It's cool. It's fun. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna start with the main character of this salad, and it's gonna be the carrots. So I got carrots, celery, red pepper, herbs. I have cilantro and parsley. Use what you like. Onions, and then I'm gonna use salt and pepper, which I told myself, and I was like, oh, grab the salt, grab the pepper before it starts, and then it's right here anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, so I got that. You could also put other things in here. I thought about it, I was like, let me grab the cabbage and let me grab the kale. And I don't want that. So, but you totally could. So I'm going to chop my carrots up. And it's a lemony flavored salad. So it has a lot of the Mediterranean flavors to it. I'm going to add some crushed mint leaves. So I'm just going to mix it all. Oops. I'm going to mix it all up in this bowl here, and then I'll plate it in that other bowl over there. So I took a week off going live. That was nice and pleasurable, but I'm back. And it's on. All right. So Friday, I'm going to be making spring potato medley. That is what I called it. And I just picked up the potatoes for it. And I have purple sweet potatoes. I have orange sweet potatoes, white sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, red potatoes. So I just have like a variety of potatoes. And it's a garlicky base because that's my flavor. That's my fave. Kind of sticking around the Mediterranean flavor because that's like that's the flavor I was raised on, and that's the flavor that my hands like to craft. All right. Hi, Carol. Yay, I see you in the chat. Hello, Carol. So this salad, the reason I love this salad is because it keeps so well. It's not gonna wilt because carrots are overall like they're pretty sturdy animals, right? They're not gonna wilt, and by the time I'm done eating it, by the time I get through what I've made, the carrots will still be in full effect. I probably could have chopped some of this in advance, but I didn't. That's all right. Just chop it here. And I bought this chopper tool. And then I put it in the dishwasher, so it like melted all weird. And now the lid doesn't fit. So I think God just wants me to be using my little chopping hands to chop these veggies up. So I have something pretty cool to announce. There was such wonderful feedback about my mother in my plant-based Lebanese cooking class. We're having another cooking course. Stay tuned for that. I'll be releasing it soon. but it's Greek food. So it's plant-based Greek. So if you like Greek food, as you can tell, we both have our noses into the Mediterranean flavor. That's our style. And she has a lot of really lovely Greek technique up her sleeve. So do I. So my favorite thing that we're making on the menu is moussaka. So I don't know if you've ever had that before. It's usually made with like a cheese. It's like layers. It's like eggplant, meat, cheese, eggplant, red sauce, like it's just layers and layers of deliciousness. And I'm going to veganize it because I still want to eat layers and layers of deliciousness. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be super fun because I'm going to be teaching it with my mom, which was super fun before. It'll be on 4/20. So mark your calendars, 4/20. That date used to mean something else to me, and it doesn't anymore. Hey, Ellen. Oh, you love moussaka. I love that. Amber, my little chopping hands. Yep, just my little chopping hands. Chop, chop, chop. So I got a bunch of carrots in here. I give a lot of props to people who spend time to fix themselves something to eat. And it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be like chef's kiss all the time. And the act of like slowing down and preparing yourself a meal and eating that meal and uninterrupted, like if you sit down while you eat the meal uninterrupted is an act of love to yourself. You know, and I think we don't realize that because we're living this fast life. This fast life. Let me not wag the knife around. That we're living this fast life where we don't usually slow down to eat. A lot of people will eat standing, and that's okay. I'm not saying, like, sometimes I eat standing. I literally would eat this carrot stand, like, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I also believe that by taking the time to have a seat, to commune with yourself, to share a meal with yourself is just ever so lovely, too, right? There's nothing bad about standing up and eating. Like, that's cool too. Do what feels right. And there's a lot of value in reconnecting with yourself through eating. Because a lot of times, I'll speak for myself, I had this tumultuous relationship with food, even in the whole food plant-based lifestyle, even in the vegan lifestyle, I had this tumultuous relationship where it was like I had to be all or nothing, or I was just a failure. If I ate a little bit of, if I even looked at oil, oops, there goes a carrot on the ground. If I even looked at oil, you know, I was just this terrible whole food plant-based guru, and what kind of coach am I? And it's like, you know, we can create these stories in our brain around food, and that just caused me to binge eat more. That just caused me to be destructive and like cause myself pain with food because I didn't know how to like handle all these big emotions around like food restriction. And so now, I mean, I just be chilling. It's okay. Like everything's cool. Everything's all right. Like there's no need to be mean to yourself. Why? What's the point? That's not fun. Like maybe if you have fun doing it, like cool, have a blast, pop off. But it's actually just like really not that pleasurable to be this like psychotic dictator to yourself. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Yes, I agree. Taking the time to make myself little meals and sit to eat without scrolling on my phone. I love that. Is so therapeutic and allows me to appreciate the food more. Agreed. Yeah, me too. Right. No phones on the food or in the food. Well, either or. In the food, on the food. You know, we just are so connected to our cell phones, and I am too. I love my phone. I love the internet. Oh my goodness. I love the internet so much. I thank God for the internet. I hang out on the internet a lot. My whole life is on the well, not all of it, but a lot of it is on the internet. I love the internet, and I still think it's super lovely to disconnect. I really love the internet. It's like an $82 billion industry that just won't stop growing. It's so expansive. There's so much you could do on the internet. You can meet so many people. You connect in so many miraculous ways. And I still, like, I agree with what Amber said in the chat, which was, just like put the phone away for a second and be with the food, because the act of eating food is actually quite holy. It's actually quite, it's quite, whatever word you want to use, but it's quite interconnected. Food, feeding yourself. And that's why, so I was at Whole Foods earlier. I'm kind of a little bit of a schedule. I just was at Whole Foods earlier. That's fine. So I was at Whole Foods earlier, and it was after the gym, and I'm like looking through the protein bar aisle because I love protein bars. I just absolutely love them. And I just look at all these packages, and it's just like the weirdest stuff inside of everything. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I just spent time like lifting heavy weights at the gym. Do I want to put this like weird red palm oil kernel shenanigans in my body? And it's like, I don't know about all that. So needless to say, we didn't get any protein bars. I'm like I've talked about this before. I'm just gonna have to make my own that has like an ingredient profile that I like. All right, those carrots took forever. Red bell pepper. Mmm. It is so fresh. Beautiful. Whew. I just ate while I was standing. All right. So red bell pepper, beautiful. We got carrots in here, red bell pepper. And it's a really simple salad. It'll impress all your peeps too because it's so fresh. It's so light. You can keep it on hand in the fridge. Probably won't last that long because it's so good. This is what I'm going to have for lunch today. Cannot wait. So anybody who's just joining Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, I'm going to be teaching another course called Plant-Based Greek, and it's going to be with my mom. So we'll be doing that together. It'll be on April 20th, 4/20. I was thinking when I was at the store if I should get red pepper or yellow for the color. Because I also think like pretty food, like food that looks good, is wonderful too. All right, we're getting through here. So I had nothing pre-chopped, and you'll see how quick this is, and I'm yapping the whole time. I'm making a pretty big batch, so I used like 6 carrots already. 6 pretty decent sized carrots. Let me use this little scooper thing that my mom gave me that I never use. Here it is. One of these things. I think it's a good idea. Whoops. Makes a lot of sense. All right, and this pepper is so big, so beautiful. All right, I'll save the rest for later. Yeah, so if you're not on my mailing list, I invite you to go to racheldetroitcoaching.com, join the mailing list. That way you can get an alert for when this course is going to be. And when it's up for sale, it's going to be on April 20th. Moussaka is definitely on the menu. We're working on a spinach pie. There's going to be a salad. There's going to be baklava. It's going to be going to be a good time. So sign up for the mailing list. It's going to be on April 20th, Plant-Based Greek. Me and Miss Nina Detroit. I don't know if I can call her that. It's not really her name. But I'm going to be doing it with my mom. Let's get the celery going in here. I dated someone before and they were like, you really got to figure out your mommy issues or nobody's ever going to want to date you. I was like, I love my mom. I've dated people who have said that really, like in hindsight, there's something I must have really enjoyed about that. But in hindsight, man. But I probably said some crazy stuff to them too, so let me not act like I'm this angel. But I'm kind of an angel. You better figure out your mommy issues. I don't know. Love you, Mom, if you're watching. All right, so chop the celery. And this person wasn't in therapy. At least I was in therapy. For my mommy issues. No, not for that. But for whatever I needed to be in it. I'm a huge co-signer on therapy. I think that I was in therapy. I'm still in therapy. I still go to therapy. I love therapy. It's awesome. I was in therapy for 9 years. Well, I have been going to therapy for 9 years almost now. I love therapy. It's fun. Someone just listens to you talk about yourself for an hour straight. It's great. So if you're thinking about going to therapy, do it. All right. So we got celery in there. Another thing that I've been thinking about lately a lot that's been like kind of tickling me, making me giggle is in high school. So some of you guys, if you don't know this, I was a high school math teacher for 8 years. So that was my first career is high school math teacher. And I've been thinking a lot. It will cross my mind and I giggle and I make reels about it and then I never post it, but I just giggle. Sometimes I just like making videos. So I'll just make a reel about it, but I won't post it and then I'll laugh. But this is laugh at myself. It's been coming into I used to copy so much in school. I mean, I was just the ultimate copycat cheater on everything. And I was quite smart too. I had really good grades, almost a 4.0. I got scholarships to college. I did well on standardized tests. So I was smart and I also copied everything. And I've been giggling a little bit lately. This is why I keep making this reel that I delete, I never post about, is I had a friend in high school, Lauren, we're still friends now. Hey, Lauren, thanks for letting me copy so much. We're in this class called Western Civilization. And I don't even know what I learned in that class. I don't know if anything. But anyways, it's final exam day. And we're taking the final exam. And by we're taking the final exam, I mean she's taking the final exam and I'm copying. So I copied her final exam, pretty much every single thing that she put on her final exam. I just copied it. And I just wrote it in my own words when I could. And then when it was multiple choice, I just chose what she chose. So we both turn in this final exam. I let her finish first because, right, you got to kind of time it. Nobody's paying attention to you anyway. Nobody's paying attention. Some people are. Some teachers are. He wasn't. And anyways, so I turn in the final exam and we get it back like a week later or whatever, however long it takes for him to get it back. And I got a better grade than her. And I've just been thinking about that and oh God. She did all the work. I just copied it, all of it, everything. And then I got an A, a 98%. And she got a 92. We both got A's, but she got a 92%, and I got a 98%, and I didn't do anything other than breathe and copy. Oops. And then another time, I don't know, I've been having these reminiscence of my high school days. And another time I was, and actually this woman who was my teacher is actually, she follows me on Facebook, so I wonder if she'll read this. I was in her AP English class, and she gave like vocab tests. Hopefully she doesn't hate me for saying this. She might have known. I don't know what I have no idea what people knew. She gave, I don't know if it was weekly Wednesday vocab tests. I don't know if it was Wednesday either, but something like that. So anyways, I knew it was coming, and we knew what was going to be on the vocab test. I don't know if it was a spelling test or a vocab. I think it was vocab. Something. But anyways, so I wrote all the answers on a piece of paper, and then I taped it onto the person's seat right in front of me. I was just like, do, 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 do. No one will ever see. And like, no one ever saw. And I don't know if sometimes, like, these teachers just didn't want to see it, or maybe they didn't see it because there's like 30 other children. Being a teacher is tough. 30 other children running around wanting your attention. Sometimes, like, I would, like, if someone was cheating, I did a lot of, like, open book and open note stuff as a teacher. I'd be like, open notes, you're welcome. Because it's like, I don't know, in the real world, in real life, oftentimes, like, how often do you not get to use Google or not get to have your notes with you? You know, it's not realistic. And I just thought if I could teach the students how to, like, do their own research when needed, sometimes I would say, all right, we're going to set a timer and you can look at your notes in your book for 8 minutes. And I'd set a timer and let them do their thing for a little bit. So it's like a little bit of like pressure, like you got to know where the stuff's at. But teaching's really tough. Teaching sucked the life out of me. All right, I think that's enough celery here. Let me show you what I got going on in this bowl. I have onion, and then I'm going to do the herbs, and I'm going to mix it, and then I'm going to taste it. So it's just a super fresh salad, and I'll have it on hand all week. Okay, Amber's making food right now. Love it. Yep, sliced apples. That's my jam. I'm a big apple lover. All right, let's throw some onions in here. I only have these little yellow ones. It's not like white onion might be a little like more flavorful. Red onion might be also in there, but you know, and so if you're on this journey of like, oh, how can I start cooking more fresh food for myself? Well, the way you do it is that you just start, that you find simple things. So this recipe I'm making is quite simple. You chop all the things. If you're not good at chopping, you could buy a chopping device that chops things for you, like, or you could just sloppy chop, be a sloppy choppy, and you know, whatever. So if you're like, oh, I don't know how to cook that well, and I don't know how to get started, well, the way you get started is just by starting. So you can get something simple like this. My onions, none of them are chopped the same size. They're all weird looking. That's all right. I don't know. I think Rachel will be all right with it. You all right with it, Rachel? Yep, she's cool. She's down with it. But you just start, you know, and if you want to start eating healthier, vegetables are healthy. So start eating more of those. It's like we're coming out of the packaged food era where we're all realizing that, like, oh my God, this lie about packaged food being so good for us, or, you know, just like, oh, this opportunity of packaged food, we're coming out of that. And like people are waking up to the fact that that's actually making us quite sick, all the packaged food. All right, in my herbs here, I have cilantro and parsley. You might, the traditional salad that is the one that I'm like basing this off of only had parsley and mint. I also thought about throwing dill in here. I don't know, but I don't. I'm not going to. But I did think about it. Okay. And chop your parsley up, your fresh herbs. Herbs are really high in antioxidants. They pack a punch. So whenever you can get herbs in, fresh herbs, consider doing it. All right. Chop, 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 chop. This salad smells so fresh, so tasty, and it's really just all it is veggies right now. There's nothing to it. And it can take time to get your palate used to eating vegetables. I'm just a vegetable freak. I just the partner I dated who told me about my mommy issues was actually there were a lot of good qualities about her too, but she was actually the one who um, really got my love ignited for vegetables. I was just a trash panda. My only food group was Taco Bell. And then she's like, "Oh, well, vegetables are really awesome." So that's where my love for I was like 25 maybe, perhaps. That's when I really started getting involved in vegetables. When I really started getting in, I was like, "Wow, these are good." But it takes a while for your palate to change from one modality of eating. So time on time's time. All right, so here's my wild herbs chopped. Should I add another onion in there? Yeah, let's get freaky deaky. And then I'm going to add the salt, the pepper, the lemon, then I'll mix it, and then I'll give you guys a nice little viewing. So onions are nice because they are a prebiotic, onions and garlic. And we often hear a lot about probiotics for proper gut bacteria balance, but you also need prebiotics to facilitate the balance. And those are found in leeks and onions and garlic. Some people are quite sensitive to these things. And actually, when you are quite sensitive to, right, it's not the only reason why, but when you are quite sensitive to raw onions and garlic and you have a dysbiosis, perhaps it's an option. It's one thing that is common with people who have gut dysbiosis, and you can't digest the like the chemical compounds in onions and garlic, so your body reacts. And I don't know exactly which one it is, but they're FODMAPs, so you could look this up if you want. FODMAPS, FODMAPs. I'm not exactly sure which one of the letters, FODMA or P, is in the onions off the top of my head, but if you're curious, send me a message and I'll let you know. So I've done in my coaching, in my one-on-one coaching, I've done elimination diets with folks who have those sensitivities, and we have reintroduced the foods back into their lives. So now they're able to eat them and have a different relationship and understand, after we repaired their gut, understand why this was occurring. And your body wants to heal. So your body will make those changes. All right, let me show you what we got going on in this fresh, beautiful bowl. Boom. I'm going to have veggies for days. Actually, yeah, maybe 2 days. I'll plow through this. But I started fasting again. So closing my eating window, which is kind of tough. I just have done 1 day so far. I used to always do every day. And I think this like rigidity also causes acting out, like food acting out, if you will. So if you're on the same page as me, you might know what I mean by food acting out, where you're just like, F it. And then you just lose your mind and eat everything. So this like super rigidity of like, I always was like, oh yeah, I have to only eat from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That was just like really intense and kind of aggressive for myself. So now I shall only do that sometimes, because fasting is really nice for the body. So anyways, yesterday I did my little 8-hour window of eating. Today I think I'm going to do a 6-hour window. Then we'll be wild and free on Friday maybe. I also really like 24-hour fasts, but I don't want to do it all the time. I like pressure myself. Then I'll just lose my mind. A lot of clients that I tend to work with have a lot of start with like this all or nothing thinking, where it's like really dualistic. Like you can only do this or otherwise you're a failure. And the best part is that's not true. That's the best part. All right, beautiful. So those of you guys who are watching or just joining, I want to say the plant-based Greek course that me and my mother are doing, I want to mention it again. So that's going to be on April 20th. If you haven't joined my mailing list, go ahead and do so at racheldetroitcoaching.com. So you'll get alerted when this is when it's for sale. It should be up for sale soon. I won't say a date yet, but it'll be in the next few days. It is plant-based Greek. All right, so I have a lot of lemon right here. Oh, and there's going to be moussaka and baklava. It's going to be a good time. All right, I'm going to put lemon all over this bad boy. And then I'm going to do the salt thing. Some people don't like to put salt. Don't put salt. If you like to put salt, put salt. If you want to add cabbage, add cabbage. If you don't like celery, don't put celery. If you want more peppers, put more peppers. If you like to throw some tofu in here, throw some tofu in here. If you have a partner or yourself who likes animal protein, pull some aside and put some animal protein in it. You know, like just be really open to all of it. Oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Oh my God, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, this one was cut too big. I guess I'll just have to eat it. Oh my God, but you know what I forgot? I'm still gonna do it, you guys. I'm sorry. I have no idea how I could have forgotten this. I have to do it. So better late than never. It's a cucumber. Gotta have a cucumber in here. All right, so I guess I jumped the gun. You don't have to have a cucumber in there. I want a cucumber in mine. Actually, the cucumber was the start of the whole idea. I was like, oh, cucumbers. I want to use these cucumbers up. So we're just going to throw the cucumbers in. Oop. I probably didn't have to because there's so much plant variety in here already. I just love cucumbers. Actually, I have a love hate like relationship. I go through phases. Right now, I'm really digging the cucumbers. I'm going to do a little bit more. By a little bit more, I mean the rest of this cucumber. So this plant-based Mediterranean salad is based off, I used to go to this restaurant in Sterling Heights, if you're a Michigan person, called Lesage. And I would always order, it was like a chicken, I don't really, it was a chicken chopped Mediterranean salad. And so I veganized it. Made it my own. Okay. I'm really happy I did that. Added the cucumber. All right, and then here it goes. This was the start to finish salad, and it's a huge bowl. So this will last me a while. And I'll just put it as a nice side salad for all my things. Wow, there's so much veggies in here. All right, now I'm gonna mix it and then I'll plate some and I'll show you guys what we got going on. All right, that's a lot better. Wow. And I think, do I have some fresh mint? Oh my God, I do. It's not fresh, I meant dried. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna get wild. There's this song that I like to listen to, and he goes, well, oh my God, isn't that gorgeous? And that's all I keep thinking about this salad. All right, so I'm gonna do, let's see, this is a quarter teaspoon. I'm gonna do a half teaspoon of dried mint leaves. Tons of herbs in here. Tons of antioxidants, tons of plant variety. We got prebiotics, probiotics, not so much. We got all types of deliciousness. All right, let me show you this, and then I'm going to plate some, and I'm going to taste it. So I'll show you what we did here. All of our work. Beautiful, beautiful. If you like my video, if you like what you see, give me a like, share it. Share it with your friends. I'm in the internet business. Share me. All right, let me plate this here. And if you're looking for coaching, I'm looking for you. I do free coaching consultations at my website, racheldetroitcoaching.com. There's a button that says start here, and there'll be a nice little link to sign up for one. Wow, this smells fabulous. Beautiful. If you don't like onions, skip the onions. If you want to add purple cabbage, or I guess any color, I just love the red cabbage, purple cabbage color, add it. If you want to add yellow peppers, this is a wonderful spring salad. You could bring this to any of your celebrations coming up. We got holidays coming up, a lot of holidays. Maybe if you celebrate Ramadan, you could break your fast with this. There are Jewish holidays coming up, Christian holidays coming up. There's all sorts of fun. You could just make it. Today's just a no holiday day for me, and I'm going to eat this beautiful salad. All right, let me show you. Here we go. Just a wonderful salad, super fresh. Bring it with you. We got carrots, onions, celery, cilantro, parsley, dried mint. Feel free to remove anything that you don't want and add anything you do. I think radishes would be lovely in here. Cucumbers are in here already. Let me get a couple tastes here. Let me grab my fork. Get a couple bites. I'm going to eat out of this one. This one will be for the photo shoot that will happen after. I told you guys I love the internet and I love making videos. All right, so this is mm. Mhm. And the dressing is just lemon. Mm. Super lovely. The flavors come together so nicely. Mhm. Too big of a bite. And it's kind of those dangerous foods that you don't want to mess with, like celery. Like it'll choke if you don't get it good enough. Or carrots. It's kind of those like shady foods. So this is a salad. Thank you guys for joining. I'll be back on Friday making a potato medley, a fresh herby potato medley. And these are all things that you can take with you to holiday gatherings, that you could take to your fridge, that you could enjoy, that will stay a while, that you could batch cook in advance, have it for a few meals. I want to invite you again to join my mailing list. Check out racheldetroitcoaching.com, share my video, and I will see you guys Friday. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye. Ooh, this is in the way. Hope it wasn't in the way the whole time, but it might have been. Bye.